Hey, what's up, guys? I'm back for another deck profile here. Now, last week, I said that I was going to do Infernities, which obviously I am. This week, I was super excited, kind of like re-fell in love with the game, if you want to call it that. Like, you know, like a bunch of players are like, I hate this, I hate that. I've never been one to be like, oh, dude, the format's dick. Like, yeah, the format's shit sometimes or whatever, but, like, you play around it. Like, calamities and stuff, play around it, blah, blah, blah. It's, you know, sometimes that happens, you know, and you get calamities and you get scooped, bro. So, I've never been one to be like, ah, you know, for the fucking format or whatever, or certain cards, even hand loops and stuff. It's not really that big of a deal to me. If I lose, I lose. So, I try to play accordingly. Definitely not a salty player. This is post banlist. So I think the banlist takes place March 15th or something. Obviously, you guys know this is one of my favorite decks of all time. I had to revisit it because you know, deck's fucking great. I love playing it. Also highest viewed video on my channel. It's like 1,200 views or something like that. 1,100, I don't even remember. But also, before I get into this, I want to give a quick shout out to the worst duelist. Shout out to you, homie, dude. I've been fucking forgetting to shout you out. I don't know why. I'm just fucking dumb. But he shouted me out in one of his videos right after I did my Mermail profile. Great dude. Appreciate you, bro. I'll talk with you soon for sure. But anyways, guys, so I want to get right into it. This is Infernity Pendulum Ignites, I guess you could call it. So take a look at that, babe. Whoa, look at that brick, dude. That's a fucking 60 carder, dude. But yeah, guys, it is 60 cards. Doesn't hurt the consistency in the fucking slightest, dude. Like, this deck is just fucking ridiculous. But yeah, dude. Without further ado, let's get right on into it. So obviously the one Archfiend. So for this list, you're gonna see some things that you'll be like, what the fuck? But I'll explain them. I have a combo video at the end of this that's just absurd, so you'll want to stick around for this. Obviously, you know, Archfiend, whenever it's summoned, special summon, searches a Infernity card from deck to hand. And then obviously just the two Necromancers. This card's just, you know, on normal summon, switches to defense position. If you have no cards in your hand, you can special summon an Infernity monster from your deck, from your graveyard. So, except for itself, unfortunately. And then this is a new addition, Triple Infernity Beetle. Now, people will probably just like, dude, this card fucking sucks, dude. But obviously, I'm playing Pendulum, and you know, like, you can just flop your whole hand on the board and just be like, hey, dude, Beetle effect. This card is one of my favorite new additions into the deck. I've been waiting to play this card for so long. I'm so sad it doesn't have a foil printing. For some reason it doesn't. I don't know why. Obviously, this is the only printing of it. I think this is the only printing of it, just the rare. But if you have no cards in hand, you can tribute himself, summon 2 more Beetles from deck. So he is a tuner, level 2 tuner. So obviously the one Avenger card's insane, level 1 tuner. If one of your dudes dies by battle, special summon it back from the graveyard with that monster that died by battle's level, you have to have no cards in hand, obviously. So, and then I do play one Mirage for this list. I think 1 is the perfect ratio. I know there's going to be, you know, somebody that thinks they knows Infernities, and I'm not saying I'm the best Infernity player of all time. I'm just saying this list has been very good for me. So I think 1 is fine for this list. This card's just another launcher. You just tribute it, supposed to summon 2 Infernities from graveyard. So, and then the one Patriarch. This card's really good. It's kind of like Bubble Man. If it's the last card in your hand, you can just special summon it from your hand for free. And then if it's in the graveyard and your Infernity monster, whatever, will be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can banish it from graveyard instead. It's kind of like a Balinx. It's actually come up a few times. Kind of important. And then the homeboy, dude. I've been waiting to play this card for so long. It's been such. This was so much fun back in the day, dude. Obviously the Triple Rescue Rabbit, dude. So obviously this card cannot be summoned from main deck. Tribute it off, special summon 2 level 4 lower normal monsters from your deck that have the same name. So card is just fucking ridiculous in this deck with the Ignite stuff. And now, guys, keep in mind, yeah, there's a lot of normal summons over there, but we're playing Pendulum, so it doesn't even really matter. So obviously the 3 Conductor and the 1 Dolphin. This guy normal summons, special summons a Neospatial other than himself from his hand or deck. Obviously it summons Dolphin. Dolphin, you can, I think it's target a monster on the board, whatever, look at your opponent's hand, discard a card, and then if they have a monster in their hand, aka hand traps, with less attack than the monster on their board, it discards it. So, and they take 500. Otherwise, you take 500. But you get to see their hands, so you know what to play. So, and then dude, the homeboy, dude, the Sublimation Knight and the one Squeak Knight. So this guy on normal or special summon, basically he equips Squeak Knight from your hand or deck to himself. So main monster zone, spell and trap zone, and then you can special summon this card from your spell and trap card zone. It also has an effect where it can become a tuner, but you can only special summon once from your extra deck the rest of the turn. Nobody uses that. The reason this is important is on normal or special summon. So if you pen summon this, you'll still get the equip for the Squeak Knight. So it's basically just pen summon this, equip this, and then that's 2 warriors for your soul, dude. So card's absolutely insane. And then before I get into this boy, everybody knows I love heroes, so obviously the two malicious. This is just absurd. Also, you know, with Beetle, you can make the Savage a lot easier or whatever. It's also just a warrior extender, blah blah blah. You know, for Saryuja, that too. You know, whatever. And then the best card in the deck, other than Archfiend, is the Armageddon Knight. Obviously, on summon sends a dark monster from deck to graveyard. So, and then the one Archfiend Eris. This card is destroyed by battle or sent to graveyard for a card effect. Adds a Archfiend monster from your deck to your hand. So, you know, adds Archfiend. And then for the I have a couple one-ofs in here. So there's a couple reasons I'm super excited about this deck. Obviously, I have the one Super Quant. This is just if you have no monsters, you can special summon it. It's a Fire Warrior, so you can actually search it with the Ignites and the Scales. Same with the Fire Flint Lady. Obviously, Fire Flint Lady, if you control a warrior, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can also tribute this, special summon a warrior from your hand, level 4 lower. Excuse me, and it can't be targeted by card effects this turn. I only play one of each of these because you don't want to see them in multiples in this build. I know for things like Infernity Knight and stuff, obviously you want to see these all the time, but just one of them are great for me. So, and then I actually am playing one Pankratops. I was looking for cards to make this deck better going second, because there was a few times playing this. I play this deck all week, by the way. I put a lot of fucking time into this deck, so if the ratios seem weird to you, just play it, and if you know Infernity, you'll know what to do with the hands. So, but obviously the one Pankratops, this card's just really good. Could be a flex spot if you want. I just lost a lot of die rolls, so I kept this in the main deck. But this could be like unexpected die. Just summon if you have no monsters. Summon out a normal, which will be the Ignite Scales. But, and then the we actually get to play hand traps in this build, guys, because we are pen summoning. So obviously you guys know I love Lancia from all my past videos and stuff. This is probably outside of Drool right now. I'd probably say the best hand trap. I am just not a fan of Ash, as you guys know. I know everyone plays Ash 3 of in every fucking deck. Whatever you guys do, what you want to do. I'm just not playing it. Ash, you could play Ash in this deck, though, just for fun fact. Was not a fan of it. I did test it, though. But obviously this hand trap, the Lancia, you usually pen summon your whole hand, and then you get the Infernities and blah, 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 when you have no cards in hand. But this is obviously, you can tribute this off the board during your opponent's turn to lock them from banishing. Also, you can just, if you need to, you can just use this for material for Saryujas. And then we'll go to the pendulums, dude. So the 3 Templar, scale 2, I'll explain what these do in a second. I'm going to go to each scale. 3 Squire and 3 Veteran. These are just the 2 scales. All the Ignites have the same scale effect, where you can destroy them in the scale and then add a Fire Warrior monster from your hand or graveyard to your hand. So, and then, I'm sorry, those are the 7 scales. And then for the 2 scales, the Crusader, the Paladin, and the Gallant. So you notice I kept the ratios the same. There is 18 pendulum scales, 9 2s and 9 7s. So they're just insane. Like, your hand could be like 4 scales and just a monster, and you're just like, woo, that's combo. But I was one thing before I get, that's all the monsters. These are just spell and traps. But I was playing a Rescue Hamster. I actually really like that card. It's just the fact you have to normal summon it and then already have a dude in your extra deck, then to blah blah blah. Plus it's banished from scale effect. This is a scale 5, which actually has come up before, but I cut it. It's in the honorable mentions. And then for the scale, or for the spells, obviously the one launcher. If you're watching this, you know what this card does. I don't have to explain it. It's just that card just. And then the Rhoda, Foolish Burial. And then for the equips, I'm playing the Phoenix Blade, the Living Fossil, the Offerdirter. This card's actually really good right now, just because it can, make a monster lose 500 to snipe a back row for like the control decks and whatnot. So the Durandal and the one Overdone Burial. So that's my 5 equips. The one thing about this deck too is if for some reason you draw 2 equips, it's not the end of the world because you can still do the Sublimation Knight and stuff and still turbo. But it's a lot harder. But in 60 cards, you shouldn't draw more than 1. Even if you do. By the way, I draw Phoenix Blade all the time. I hate it, but it hasn't stopped me a whole lot yet. And then for the traps, dude. So the 1 break and the 3 barriers. Before you guys are like, oh my god, he's playing fucking pendulums with 4 traps. It's not bad, I promise you. I'll show you a combo video where you go through all 4 of these. You end with 1, depending on how you do it. You'll end with, because the ignites will keep popping themselves in scales and blah, 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 and searching for another ignite so they can keep, diminishing your back row. So you'll have, the end of your turn, you'll have all 4 of these set with 1 ignite scale. And then, I'll show you that. I'm actually quite proud of that. So, but this is a combo I came up with on my own. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So, we'll see what happens. But I really hope you guys like this list and try it out. It's very fun, dude. It took me a while to max it down to this. So, and then for the extra deck, obviously the one is sold. For the Link 2s, the sold, the Hulk, and I'm actually playing 2 IPs. So this might seem strange to you. I will explain this in the combo. In the combo, I think I go through 12 of my extra deck cards. So that's it for Link 2s. I don't play any Link 3s. I don't play Unicorn. And then for the Exceeds, I do play the Leviair, just 1 Leviair and 1 Dagaris. I know some players will be like, dude, you need 2 Leviairs, blah, blah. But like Mirage in this list, if you draw Mirage, like I don't like drawing Mirage a whole lot because you can't pen summon it. Because I don't play like the Dark Worm package with like the 0 scale because it's a level 1. So, and then for the Synchros, for any Doom Archfiend, this card's just really good. Obviously the 100 Eyes and the Royal Savage. We'll get into these soon. Obviously, since I play 1 Mirage, I'm only playing 100 Eyes. So, and then for the Link 4s, play a bunch of Link 4s. Obviously 3-star Yujas. That's the heart and soul of the deck. The 1 Avermax, this card is just absurd. And then Appaloosa and the Transcode, or I'm sorry, Access Code Talker. Once you see the combo I'm gonna do, you'll understand what I'm doing. So, but one thing I do want to talk about was people with like once Droll Lockbird obviously is in the format or whatever, and people will still play it now because of whatever. You can actually play. I know that sounds crazy. Play through Droll. Sometimes your hands are just like be like. Hey, you'll understand, but it sounds crazy. It's hard to do, but all right. Now let me get into this combo, dude. All right, babe. All right, let me see. You got like this whole mat. Or do you want me to scoot it back and you can lean back and just?
Okay.
So I'll say what cards I'm doing or whatever. So.
All right.
All right. So let's see. I need. This is just a very generic combo. You can do this many ways. You don't actually need to do it this way. It's just very... Let me grab these ones out of the deck. These are just the ones that I use all the most in the combo that I made it or not. So let me get these cards out right now, and we will get right up into it. Blah, 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 this and that. Okay. This, and I think there's one more. Sorry, give me 1 second, guys. Just because this combo goes through a lot of cards. So, just give me 1 second. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Put this over here. That's the cards I think we don't need. All right, so basically your combo, I think this is as many cards as it goes through. Is basically, I think, a third of the deck. So you just start with Rescue Rabbit. And just a scale. So, all right, baby. You see basically the whole thing, or
yeah.
All right. Let me get these out real quick.
I'm not up on the cards, so
that's fine. I'll explain for you guys to see. Whatever. If you can't see the card, I'll tell you what card it is. So, All right, so field center, you can see all this, babe?
Yep.
Something like that? Okay. So all you're going to do, start off, is normal summon the rabbit. The rabbit will then get banished. I'm going to put, you see banished over here, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, you can? Good. All right, so you'll banish the rabbit to summon 2 squires from your deck. Okay. All right. And then you'll link the squires off. This will be, obviously, extra deck right here. This is still hand. You can still see this, babe?
Yeah.
Okay, you'll link the squires off for the assault. The assault will then activate and add a warrior from deck to hand. Obviously, you can't normal summon, special summon, use its effect, blah, blah, whatever. You can still use its scale effect, though. So you'll add the Crusader. Alright, and then you'll use the assault effect. And then I'm going to put graveyard on the... You see down here if I put graveyard down here?
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so we're going to use assault effect, and we'll just dump these 4. Summon Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight's effect will activate and send Eris to graveyard. Eris will then trigger to add the homeboy, dude, the Archfiend from deck to hand. Alright, I'm going to move these up just a little bit because I'll use the... Alright, now, so you'll scale. Scale? So these will be scales right here, okay, baby? Still see this?
Yeah.
Alright, so these are scales. And your hand is just the Archfiend. So you'll pen summon the Archfiend, and the 2 Crusaders from your extra deck to the arrows, the assault point 2. And then you'll activate effect of Archfiend to search Necromancer. Okay. Alright. You know what, I'm going to put banish down here. So graveyard banish. You still see that, babe? Cool. So this is hand Necromancer. Alright, and then you want to keep the, depending on how you do this, if you do it over here or whatnot, however, like if you did it in this column and this is over here, you want to keep the outer side most squire or whatever level 3 you could, swap these out however you want to do it. Visible. So then you will then, like I did, search for Necromancer, and then you will link 1, 2, 3, and 4. This will go to your extra deck. Squire will. You will go to graveyard to summon the first Saryuja. Okay. Now here in this deck, you can actually do the draw 4 or whatever, because you can actually draw scales or whatever, and each time you draw scales, or if you're starting, the reason also you can dig for all the traps instead of searching them, but in this combo you're going to search all 4 traps. But you would draw 4 here, put 3 back, etc. But right now you're just using this for the special summon of the Necromancer. So you'll effect special Necromancer. Use Necromancer's effect to special the Archfiend. Archfiend will then search for the launcher. Alright, so launcher's in your hand, and then you'll just activate. So this is now your back row, okay? Just have the launcher activated. Alright, then here is where you go to your graveyard, and you'll banish the Assault and the Armageddon Knight to add back the Phoenix Blade. Now it's important that you equip the Phoenix Blade to the Squire here, okay? So then you're going to overlay these 2 into Levier. Okay, obviously the Phoenix Blade will fall from the graveyard. You just need to get the Armageddon Knight banished. Then you'll attach the Necromancer to summon back the Armageddon Knight. Armageddon Knight's effect will activate and dump your Infernity Beetle. This card is very important for one reason that I'll show you in a second. Then you'll overlay these 2 into the young boy Dugaris. Dugaris will then attach 2 and use its effect to summon 1 monster from your graveyard in defense mode. So you will summon back your Necromancer. Okay. And you'll use Necromancer's effect to special summon your Archfiend. Archfiend will then activate effect to search for your Mirage. So Mirage is in hand currently. Okay. And then you'll use the Dugaris, the Skull Dread, the Necromancer, and the Archfiend. So that's 4 monsters to summon your second Skull Dread. Second Saryuja. Okay. You can still see all this, babe? Perfect. Alright, and once again, right here you can draw 4, put 3 back. If you draw a trap, you can set it. It won't affect anything. But you're just going to use its effect to special summon the Mirage. And then you'll tribute Mirage to summon back the Necromancer. And this is where you summon back the Beetle that you dumped off the Armageddon Knight. This is important. And then you will activate Beetle's effect since you have no cards in hand to summon 2 more Beetles from your deck. Okay? Now, both these Beetles are tuners, so you can link these 2 off into the young, where's he at? Hackle Fibrax. The reason the Beetle's important, other than the fact that it's easy to make the Savage if you need to or whatever, the Hackle Fibrax will then summon the Avenger from your deck, instead of having to search this with the Archfiend later. So then you'll activate Necromancer, and you will summon back the Archfiend. And then that will get you the second Necromancer. Okay? Alright, now we'll use 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you use the Skull Dread, the Avenger, the Necromancer, and the Archfiend for your third and final Saryuja. Once again, you can draw 4 and put 3 back if you wanted to, but we're just going to use it to special summon the Necromancer. Okay? Now, Necromancer's effect will then search for, or special the Archfiend. Archfiend's effect will then add a barrier from deck to hand. You will then set the barrier. I'm going to keep the barrier face up just so you guys can see what we're doing here. Okay? And then these two will link off into one of the 2 IPs. Okay? And then you'll use these two, the Hulk and the Masquerena, to link off into the... you could do Appaloosa here. I just usually do the Abramax here. Now, I'm going to launch Launcher off to summon back the Necromancer and the Avenger. And you activate Necromancer's effect to summon back the Archfiend. You can still see this, babe?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Archfiend will then search your second barrier. You will set barriers. These are set. I'm just showing you them face up. And then you'll use these to Synchro Summon into your boy, the youngest of boys, the 100 Eyes. 100 Eyes. 100 Eyes effect will activate, and it will banish your Mirage from graveyard. Okay? And you'll use effect. Tribute to Mirage. Or tribute, yeah, I guess Mirage because it copies its name. The 100 Eyes will become Mirage, then you'll tribute the 100 Eyes, which is Mirage, to summon back 2 in attack mode to 2 Necromancers. Okay? Then use Necromancer number 1 to summon back Archfiend again. Okay? Archfiend will then add the third barrier to your hand, which you will then set. So this Archfiend, or this Necromancer is used. This Necromancer is used. This is important to use the one that's under the arrows. I guess it doesn't really matter because the Abramax is here. So we'll just say this one's used. It's just whatever, like I did the first time. And then these two will then link off into another Masquerena. Now, you will use this Necromancer to summon the Archfiend one more time, and you'll add the barrier or the break to your hand. So see, obviously, and then this is in your hand. You have no more ways to set. So then you'll use one of these scales effect to pop. Okay, and they'll go to your extra deck, and then they'll just search any scale. And then you'll scale it, and then you'll set the break. And then before you end your turn, you will activate. I guess you could do this on your opponent's turn if you really wanted to, but you'll use the IP. I actually have the Underworld Goddess, my honorable mentions, but here you would use the Levier, the Necromancer, and the Masquerena into your Appaloosa with 3 negates. And of course, since Saryuja's here, these are all buffed by 300. So yeah, guys, so just for the this is kind of insane. It took me quite a while to figure this out. But yeah, I mean, you see like the three barrier. You can see this, baby. Yeah, 3 barrier, break, Archfiend. With the Abramax, they can only attack this, and it's undestructible by card effects because of the IP. And then the Appaloosa with 3 negates, this 2,400 plus, so it's 2,700, but it's also indestructible because of the second IP. And then you have your attack position Archfiend for all the barriers. So yeah, guys, I'm very happy with this deck. I've just been playing a bunch with it. It's been very consistent, like scary consistent almost, to the point where I was just like, Jesus Christ, like, but it's just absurd. And then I do want to do the honorable mentions real quick, just for like just for a side note thing. So let me clear this out real quick. Oh, also one last thing too. If you want to see this is my extra deck. This is what's left. There's also a combo where you can make the Vorpal Savage, but usually I like to save in some scenarios, this for the Werewolf Savage, because this will give this 2 attacks, blah, 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 and then obviously the access code. So, and then for the honorable mentions, just cards that you guys know I love the 3 Dark Rulers. I was testing these. I was kind of tired of drawing them going first and then having to set them, and then I didn't have enough room to do like my combo, so I took them out. I would side these though for sure. I was playing the one Unexpected Die, cut that for the Pankratops, which you could play this anyways. The 3 Rescue Hamster. Card's really good, but I just didn't see the need for it. And then the second Mirage, you don't need it, in my opinion. I'm sure there's somebody that's going to comment and be like, oh, you could have made 2 Leviers and 2 Mirages and blah, blah. I just, you saw the combo. I like the way the combo is. The 1 Rhino Warrior, I actually was playing the, in this build too, you can actually, since the Ignites, some of them are level 3, you can actually make the Cherubini if you need to send this, blah, blah, blah. So it's like, it's very interesting. You can play this deck a multitude of ways. And then for another honorable mention was the Archfiend Eccentric. Obviously, the Eris can search this. So if you needed to like pop mine or something, I'd probably side deck this or something like that. I don't know. This card's very good though. And then yeah, for the extra deck, just honorable mentions. Obviously, the Underworld Goddess. The second IP actually was a Phoenix, and I decided to make it a second IP. And then if you did play 2 Mirages, you would obviously play the second 100 Eyes. Unicorn wasn't a huge, didn't need it. Obviously, you don't have a card in hand to discard or whatever. The Link Spider. Sometimes there was a combo where like you'd have to like normal summon one of the Ignites and then make Link Spider and then special summon another Ignite from it. It just wasn't very good. So that's why this is honorable mentions. And then of course the Herald honorable mention and the Void Ogre. I think Void Ogre is kind of bad right now. So that's just me though, with droplets and stuff like that running around. But yeah, guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, and tell your friends about me, huh? But yeah, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments. I'd appreciate it. I appreciate everyone in the comments. You guys are awesome. Haven't had like almost any hate. I love that. All the positivity is very good. Great community. But anyways, yeah, guys. Thanks for watching. Cheers.